in our fourth lecture, the most important topic, and so many times it is asked also in the question format or as a short note, how a bill will become an act. When can a bill become an act? First of all, it is necessary for all of us what actually the bill is. Bill means the proposal. Whatever the proposal regarding any issue, that will be considered as a bill. For example, regarding any monetary steps, regarding any criminal steps, which type of the steps are to be taken regarding any particular issue, that will be considered as a proposal. And this proposal is called bill. Now, how this bill will be converted into an act? Because the parliament does the important work of augmenting the old laws, framing new laws, and nullifying the obsolete laws. So parliament can work on all these things, whichever the old laws, they will go for again and again to think. They will also frame out the new laws, and whichever the laws are in the existence, they will be nullified, they will be removed. So parliament has the rights, and any of the bills, either ordinary bills, money related bills, or the bills to amend constitution, can become an act by passing through the following process. Now, which type of the process? Any bill can be presented in either of the house of the parliament. So any proposal which is bill, first of all, will be represented in both the house, either lower house first or upper house first, but it must be presented in both the house. The bill can be presented by the minister of any member of the parliament. If any dispute arises between the two houses of the parliament regarding any bill, the president can call a joint sitting of both the houses of the parliament. For example, in lower house it is passed, but in upper house it is not passed, because on some of the points there might be an issue. Then at that time, what will the president do? President will go for calling the joint session of the both lower house as well as upper house, and proceedings of both the house of the parliament in the joint sitting is chaired by the speaker. Now, who is the chairman of this joint session? That will be speaker, wherein the bill can be passed by the majority. Thereafter, the casting vote of the majority will be considered for passing that bill, which will become in future an act. Then the bill will become an act if it is passed by the majority of the members of the both house. Now, which type of the procedure of an act from bill? Ordinary bill, non-financial bill. Here you can see the procedure of presenting a bill of the House of the Parliament by the minister is called first reading of the bill. For example, any minister who is going to first time to represent that bill, that proposal, that will be considered as the first reading of the bill, where in the title, objective, and the reasons of the bill, each and everything is described. What is the motto? What is the title of that bill? And which type of the objectives will be are included in this bill, and why this bill is necessary, means reasons. Everything will be described, narrated during the time of the reading and before presenting any bill in the state legislature, assembly, recommendation of the chairman of the house, and before presenting any bill in the center. The recommendation of the President is required. In the first reading of the bill, the general information of the bill is discussed upon. Objection must be with the reasons and voting is done if necessary. Regarding the bill, general information, and there will be an open discussion regarding the bill. There will be one objections also, and all objections are also before going to it become an act, and voting is done if necessary. Section wise discussion is done for each and every point which are narrated in that particular bill. Whichever the objectives, its repercussions are examined and amendments are done if required, or on the basis of the public, group, association and institution and the opinion of the opposition party. Voting is carried out on that. Sometimes, due to the work load of the House, a bill cannot be discussed in detail. Therefore, it is handed over to a committee comprising of the subject experts and members having special knowledge to examine the bill. What will happen? Sometimes what will happen? House has no time because of the too much workload. At that time, the bills, each and every section cannot be discussed in the detail. Now in such type of the situation, what will be done? Because in such type of the situation, such type of the bill will be given to an expert committee. They will provide their expert opinion, and then keeping in the view public opinion, they will undergo necessary discussion. They will also give the suggestion requiring whichever the changes are there. The report of the committee is submitted to the House and the bill is sent for the third reading. Thereafter again this bill is going to be discussed. It means reading. The third reading is only formal. After presenting the logical in terms of the acceptance or rejections of the changes in the bill, voting is carried out. If it gains majority, the bill is declared passed, and the passed bill is signed by the chairman of the first house, and thereafter it is sent to the second house. The bill goes through and the same process in the second house. If the bill passes in the second house with its necessary amendment, it is sent to the president's signature, and after receiving president's assent, the bill will become an act. So what you have learned here, after the third reading, that is only a formal, because now there is no any requiring regarding any kind of the discussion after the expert have given an opinion, and because thereafter only either acceptance of that particular either lower house or the upper house, means Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. If there might be 2/3 majority, then it will be accepted, and less than it will be rejected. If it is accepted in the one house, it will be sent to the second house, because first of all the bill will be signed if it is passed of that chairperson of the first house, and thereafter it will go to the second house. And if the process of the second house like the first house will be same, and again it will be passed with the necessary amendment if requirement, then the president's signature also required to become an act. When the president will sign it, it will become an